Another good road win for our football team this past weekend. Valley came out and played a great football game. They fought hard the entire 4 quarters, but very pleased with coming out of Itabena with the win. Jacoby Morgan, we started him this past weekend. He did some good stuff out there, played tough, led our football team, so very excited. Defense was very dominant from beginning to the end. You know, they did get that late touchdown, but very pleased with our defense. I think we had 12 total tackles for loss, 3 turnovers, 8 sacks. So good performance by our football team. Looking forward to this week against Pine Bluff.
Morgan's the quarterback going forward?
Yeah, he'll be starting this week. We'll put him out there. He had a good day today. Just got to clean some timing issues up with him and the receivers. You know, you can expect that with him this last week being his first start, but they look pretty good out there today.
Was Jason not healthy enough, or did you see something in practice that said Jacobians aren't going?
Just wanted a new spark, you know, just see what Jacobian can do. If you think back earlier in the season, those two guys were competing until Jacobian had the surgery. He had hurt his finger, so he had the surgery, so it kind of set him back, but he's been getting better day in, day out. So we just wanted to get a new spark, new energy going last weekend.
Coach, how did you know about him, or can you talk about the recruiting process of him in the portal?
Recruited him out of high school at Canton High when I got here in 2019. Went over and watched him play a couple times. Great family, great young man. But Syracuse came in and, you know, kind of took him from me. So he always stayed in touch with the family and everything. So things wasn't going as well for him up there, and he decided to come back.
Coach, can you talk about the fumbles that maybe they said that his dad came in from overseas from being in the service, that maybe that attributed to his nerves?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you start, your first start as a quarterback, you know, you're going to have nerves. You know, that's why I think and I know he'll be better this week. Not saying he was just bad last weekend, but he'll be better this week. Like I said, getting more reps with the first team, with those receivers, with the offensive line, running backs and everything. We'll cater some things that he can do and help us out offensively.
Arkansas Pine Bluff has been struggling this year. Do they do anything that may pose a threat for you guys?
Well, we look at it like this. Everybody gets up for Jackson State, you know, and that's what I told the team this morning in team meeting. I told them that after practice. Everybody's going to get up to play us, and it's still a football game got to be played. You know we got to play mistake-free football. We can't go out there and fumble 5 times in a football game, lose 3 of those fumbles, and still be expecting to win football games. So we just got to worry about what we do on an every down basis.
I understand Valley is, you know, about an hour 45 away, but you guys have been on the road a tremendous amount for this season. It's very unique. How has that kind of been for you guys, just only playing a couple home games and pretty much just being on the road for most of your season?
It was challenging. It's been challenging, but now it's kind of, you gotten used to it, you know. So what we got to do, though, like I told the team, we know we play well on the road and we hadn't played a lot of home games, but we got to play well at home when we do have those opportunities to play at home. But it's been a challenge, but we've grown accustomed to it, and, you know, that's what the schedule says, so we still got to line up and play.
Can you give us an update on Herb Mulligan, his status?
He got out the boot today. He was walking around a little bit. He did some jogging. He was missed this past weekend. You know, he means a lot to this offense, to this football team. You know, so he was out the boot today. We'll evaluate him on tomorrow and see how it goes. He still has some soreness though in that ankle.
Coach, back to what you said about defense. This game y'all had 21 while y'all had the team down to 6. With multiple sacks, the tackles, in the turnovers, would you say that the goal for this game was having the team play more defense than offense?
Never the goal. You don't really know how the flow of a game is going to go, but when the defense is out there, we expect them to dominate. And, you know, that's what we talk about with those guys over there. We play a lot of guys in the secondary, a lot of guys up front and at the linebacker position, and all of them can play football. That group on the defensive side is really starting to come together with trust, understanding what Coach Bradley wants as the defensive coordinator, and that's what people are starting to see right now.
Talk about that defense. Does it kind of take some pressure off the offense to know that, like, hey, if we mess up or something, the defense usually got our backs?
Right, and that's what I've been telling the offensive guys. Just go out there and play. You know, when this defense is playing that kind of a high-level football game, and you know, we can't turn the football over, but just go out there and play a little carefree, let it hang out, and just go. You know, and that's what I told them. Just play the game fast. Defense is going to create turnovers. That's what they're doing every week. You know, they 3 interceptions this last game. but they've been doing that in the previous games before. So it's good that they give us those extra opportunities. But I tell the offensive guys, don't put any pressure on yourself and just go out there and play the game.
Because you got 28 to 30 graduates or seniors, how do you do about trying to evaluate for next year, still trying to win this year? Because I know you have to be looking at what you need and going forward.
Well, we're recruiting well right now. We hitting on some really good kids. I think we got like 4 or 5 offensive line commitments, a few receiver commitments, a really good quarterback coming in from the state of Texas. So the coaching staff, including myself, all of us, we're doing a good job of understanding and preparing for that when that time comes.
All right. Any more questions? Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Everybody getting ready? All right, Coach, just general comments about the defense this past weekend, then we open up for questions.
Felt like they came out ready to play. Great week of preparation. Just like Coach T.C. Taylor said, we got to continue to learn how to finish. I think we're right on the cuffs of being where we want to be. They've been doing a great job this past 2 weeks, but it's just about paying attention to detail and doing the little stuff right over and over and over again, and not getting bored with the process. So that's what we're working on this week.
You guys have been able to turn the ball over a bunch here. Just leading the FCS or close to the top in interceptions. Just talk about what do you guys? Is it the type of player you have, or is it the scheme that's creating these turnovers?
I think it's a combination of both. Coach Quinn does a great job with them guys of getting them where they need to be on any given, passing play or run play. And they, once he get them where they need to be, their athletic ability just take over and they make the plays that they make. So it really starts, with the coaching that Coach Quinn does and the players taking to their coaching and believing in it and trusting in it to do their 111, their assignment, and the plays been coming to them.
Coach, what have you seen from B.J. Washington and his progression? I know he had an interception as well. How have you seen him develop, in your scheme and stuff?
Love him. Great kid, on and off the field. Just a joy to be around, and just watching him continually mature as a man and as a football player. Taking the Coach Quinn and understanding the the scheme of things, and now you're starting to see him become a vocal leader, and just watching that maturation of him to continue to develop into the player and the man that he wants to be has been a complete joy.
Coach, with the defense of this game, with having multiple turnovers, multiple sacks, in the team, and the opponent team don't even score until the last moments of the game. And can you describe how you feel about the defense with this leading up to it?
Again, like I said, I felt like we was doing what we were supposed to do all the way up until that last drive. You want to finish that thing. I think it was like 50 seconds left on the clock or whatever it was. You want to finish it. And that's the whole deal, of just about finishing plays, finishing drives, finishing games. So that's what we're focusing on this week. I'm proud of them guys for what they did, but at the same time, we understand there's still stuff we have to work on in order to get and be where we want to be. So that's what we're doing now.
Is there, I guess as a coach, when you have an end of a game like that, when you're like, man, we could have got a shutout, and then you have an opponent like UAPB coming up that's struggling, is there a fine line between getting excited, saying like, okay, we should be able to get a shutout here, and then also like still having respect for your opponent, knowing what you guys are capable of as well?
First and foremost, we just want to get the win, no matter how it comes. And I was once in that building before over at UAPB, and I understand their culture and what they're gonna do. They're gonna come in and they're gonna fight, and they're gonna play hard. They're doing a great job with that program over there, and you see them. They fighting, they clawing, and they playing their best. And we just got to go in there and continually match their intensity, but raise ours and play at our standard. We understand what we have to do, and at the end of the day, like I say, it's just about getting that win. And no matter how we get it, whether it's 59, 58, or a 0 to 1, or whatever the case may be, that's what we focus on doing. So it's not one of them deals where we go in there disrespecting the opponent, because we understand what they could do. They have a good passing game. They run the ball well, and like I said, they're some strappy dudes, and they're gonna come in and they're gonna be ready to play, and they're gonna be up for this game. You just hear Coach Hampton speak, off the presser last week. they're gonna be excited to play. We just got to come in and make sure we do what we're supposed to do, and everything else will work itself out.
Coach, has there been a group of defense has improved the most, or a certain player that's improved during the season?
Like I say, BJ. Just watching him, you knew he will, become the player that he's becoming. And like I say, he's just been a joy to sit here and watch. From him being in the spring to fall camp and to where he's at now, it's really night and day. And still having room to continue to grow and become even better. So, it's just been a pleasure to watch him. But just overall, I think everybody's buying in and doing what they're supposed to do, and we've been pleased with the whole side of the defense.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate you guys.
We got so we got Pine Bluff this weekend, UAPB. I tell you what, man, from a defensive standpoint, I know that they've been giving up a lot of points, but they got some really good players, particularly their linebackers, Ryan Dozier and Rylan Woods. And the thing that they're good at is kind of what we've been struggling with. They do a really good job of forcing turnovers, forcing fumbles. And that's something that we have to continue to work on, something that we emphasize on a daily basis, and something that we need to improve upon. So I'm ready to get back on the grass in a game-like situation to see if we are fixing our problems, which I believe we are.
Coach, how do you kind of cut down the fumbles aside from just like emphasizing ball security?
So it's a couple phases of it. One, emphasizing ball security. We have a championship execution chart that we chart every single day when guys are swinging the ball and you see it, out, because they think just because, that my wrist is above my elbow, I'm good. But no, you got to rub your chest right here, keep it nice and tight to your heart. And even though I'm right here, if that ball is exposed, they can get it, all right? That, and then too, it boils down to just a toughness mentality. I'm not going to let this guy take this football from me. So that's what it boils down to. So we have to continue to emphasize those things. And, when you have a team that's, offensively speaking, they hadn't played a lot of football, and they don't understand the importance of, man, even though it's the same drill that we did last week, but it's just important as the first time that we ever did it. You know what I mean? And we have to get them to mature to that level, and they're getting there. And the good thing about these guys, they want to do it.
Coach, let's talk about the decision to go with Jacobian.
Mm-hmm.
Coach had mentioned that him and Jason were battling at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Of course, Jacobian got hurt. What did you see from him working his way back, and then in practice where y'all felt like, okay, this is the guy now? Yeah.
So Jacobian, like Coach mentioned earlier, he was really gaining on Jason towards the end of fall camp, and he broke his finger, so that put him back a little bit. We felt really good about him. His only downfall at the end of camp is that he got here in the summertime, as opposed to Jason being here all since January. And then too, Jacobian, if you've been around him enough, he has a different type of personality, and we just felt like we needed a spark, and he brings that spark. I mean, he's a guy that's always encouraging, always coaching, always holding guys accountable, starting with himself. So that's what we felt like that we needed at that time.
What did you say to Jason when you made the decision and now going forward in these practices?
Yeah, just exactly what I just said. We needed a spark. We needed someone to come in to kind of get us back on track. But also we need you to be locked in. You know how this game is. And Jason, he's a mature kid now. He's 24 years old, so he's been around football. He wants to get into coaching, so he understands how to react to it, even if he doesn't agree with it totally. So we were just straightforward with him, and that's how we approach things. We're straightforward, and he accepted it in a manner that we expected him to.
Coach, when you say spark, what's some of the differences between Jacoby and Jason?
Well, Jason, Jacobian is just more vocal. He's a guy that's he has what I call the courage to confront. You know what I mean? But the compassion to comfort on the back end. If he sees somebody not doing something, he's gonna say something. You know what I mean? But he's the first one also when he makes a mistake. That's on me. I'm gonna get mine fixed. All right. Now, but you get yours fixed. All right. And then too, just being a little bit more elusive. When he pulls the ball down, he can make some plays with his feet.
All right. Any more questions? If not, thanks, Coach. Oh, I'm sorry.
just one. Coach, with Morgan having 75 yards and a touchdown, and with mostly the defense and stopping a lot from stopping the team from scoring a lot, and only the team scoring in the fourth quarter. But would you say that the offensive team had a good night to just do whatever they want to do without having to worry about the other team and stopping them?
Oh man, I never look at it from that perspective. I looked at it as, they got 3-4 turnovers, and we only got 21 points out of it. And we turned the ball over on the 18-yard line going in. We turned the ball on the 1-yard line going in. Man, that's frustrating. That's not winning football. That's not winning ways, and we have to get better. All right, we do. From a coaching standpoint, from a player standpoint, we have to get better. So that's how I see it. They're doing their job. We have to do our job.
Coach, also with Jacobian, he throws the ball a little deeper and better too on the outs and the deep pass.
Yeah, and that was kind of shocking. Now we missed some shots this past game. Like 4 or 5 of them, but all through practice, man, he had really been on the money with those shots. And we're gonna take, in our call sheet, man, every like 4 or 5 plays, we plan to take a shot, and he just missed them for whatever reason. He had Fabian open on the first drive, had Isaiah Spencer open, had Jonas open, had Kobe Paul open. For whatever reason, he missed them. And it was a little windy out there too. But still, there's no excuse. We have to make those plays. Those what I call layups, especially when guys are wide open. We have to make those layups.
Do you call the game a little different with him back there as opposed to Jason?
From a quarterback run standpoint, yes. Because he can bring some things to. He makes you play 11-on-11 football. You just can't put that safety in the middle of the field and just let him roam around. You got to put that safety down, and that's what he does. So yes, we do call it a little bit different. Majority of it's the same, but it's from a quarterback run game perspective, we call it a little bit different.
All right, no more questions, guys. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.